Hey guys, it's the next morning. I'm just cruising out to John Hayes rock hole on this tiny little goat track. High clearance, four-wheel drive it said, and it was right because I just hit the side step on my old stock Ranger suspension. So yeah, at the end of this track there's supposed to be a cool walk. It's a bit of a loop walk, goes up the hill and around, back down through the valley again through the gorge, but I'm going to tack on another little bit. There's a viewing platform at the top, a lookout point you can get to as well from this side, which is actually the end of a different walk from the campground, which is very long and time consuming and I don't have time to do, so it's going to do the shortcut bit. Anyway, we'll join back in and we're on the walk. Alright, this is us. I've just driven along this track into the rock hole. What I'm going to do is scoot up here and do that lookout rather than take the track all the way across from the campground. So I'll just do a shortcut up to there, come back down, do the other side and in like that. Oh, sucking in the big ones already. Some idiot forgot to put the battery back in the 360 camera. So it's back at camp. Which means I don't have a 360 camera for this walk, but anyway, I'm sure we'll get a good feel for what it's all about. Check out that sky. Pretty amazing. Notice the geology's changed a fair bit on this side, on the East Macdonnell. You can see that big fold, and there's a fault line running through there, and it's been squashed up a fair bit. So a lot more movement over this side, and heaps more quartz veins everywhere in the rocks. They're a lot harder, more silicious. Over in Fink, it was just like a really coarse sandstone, not much alteration at all. Yeah, but this has been pretty messed up around this side. It looks like gold country, and I just discovered that there is a abandoned gold mining town not far from here, so we'll check that out later on the show. I reckon go and have a look, see what it's all about. Yeah, so there's the trek back to the car along the gorge floor, which will be cool. I've been told that's pretty good. I'm just going to head up to this lookout. I'm not going to do the whole 7.5 k's back to campground. Definitely the path less travelled. As the path's overgrown, so not many people doing this one. It says wading through cold water may be required. I'm thankful for there being so many little blue signs. So there's one other one down there. The path just disappeared completely for about 500 metres. Couldn't see those little blue things. It wouldn't have got anywhere near where I'm supposed to be. Anyway, back on track now. Imagine there's going to be a hectic climb pretty soon to get up to that viewing point. I reckon I'm heading to the top of that, which probably doesn't look that bad on camera, but it's very daunting. Yeah, just started the switchbacks. Doesn't look like it's that much further up though. I reckon there's a mountain hiding behind this mountain that I'm supposed to be climbing as well. Whew. Sucking in the big ones. I was right. This is just a little saddle. It wasn't the main mountain I was looking at. I'm pretty sure I'm heading up to the top of that. Don't know how the track gets you there, but I must cut around the back of this and then up the side there somewhere. Yeah, if you look on, I'll just throw up the contour plan and the bends and maps, and you can see where I am and where I need to be. Oh, this is fairly hectic. I was right. It's going to be a crazy climb. Pretty sure I'll just follow this all the way up to that point now. Grateful for a bit of shade under those clouds. I've reached that intersection. It's the first view to the north. else over there, I'm pretty sure. Sun rose over there in the east. Yeah, so the lookout's at the top of here. I don't think it is that mountain I was looking at. I think it is one before it, but we'll figure it out when we get up there. Sensational view. Absolutely cracking day. Thank you, cloud. Let's go. That deserves a you. Oh. Wowee. That is bloody spectacular. Not big on the U's, but you definitely warranted. Crikey. You can see back to Alice almost. The old visitor book. Welcome to Turner's Lookout, Trephina Gorge. These are all dating back to September 22. Wow. Perpetual transient. Oh. Definitely deserve a drink and some chocolate. What are these guys up to? Having a piggyback, mate. Yeah, just looking at my map again, this definitely was that mountain that I was pointing to on the way up. Check this out. I don't want to get too close. This whole thing could bloody give way. Look at that. That is like vertical down about, oh, has to be 100 meters. I think I'll just walk away slowly. Let's get on that descent. I was going to say too, I just realised I had full Telstra, full 3G anyway, right at the top here. There's no Telstra anywhere out here. It's bloody hopeless. It's all Optus. So you sorted if you got Optus down in the campsites, but without it, you've got nothing pretty much. So if you need to watch one of my episodes, you have to walk up the top of this hill. It's worth it though. These look like nice soft little mounds of fluffiness, but actually these things are deadly. Oh, they're so sharp. Little spines on the end of them. I was just cleaning the lens on the camera and I overbalanced and put my hand into it, and I've got about 40 stuck in there. Yeah, so beware of those things. Gee, it's heaps quicker going down. Oh, I was sucking in some big ones coming up this bit, I remember. Holy cow. This is unbelievable. Central Australia, just keep turning it on. once you got a bit of flow in here and that cleaned out, it wasn't so algae ridden. Quite a nice spot to swim in summer, I'd imagine. Holy dooly. Incredible. Well, that was spectacular. I keep saying that word, but it's true. I'd say it's my second most favourite walk ever. If you didn't see the last episode, the one on Fink Gorge, that Palm Valley walk in there was unbelievable. Just more for the flora than anything. But the rock formations in this, yeah, they've been awesome. This last little bit in the gorge. And if you haven't got the legs to get up to the lookout, you just chop that off and do this, because this is sensational itself. And I was just looking at the map. I think I'd pop out just around the corner here back at the car. So yeah, I'll check in later. Yeah, so that was I just stopped into the Ross River Resort, which is at the end of the highway here. When you come into Trephina, you turn off the highway. I just came back out after that walk, needed a sugary drink, so I just headed down to the Ross River station. They do a pretty good lunch, I'm told. It's called a resort, but I reckon it may have been a resort in the heyday, back in the 70s, potentially. It's a bit of a quirky place. Yeah, they do a pretty good meal in there, I've been told. You need to book your evening meal, but you can just roll in and have lunch. Yeah, but I noticed on the way out here, the binge track crosses the highway here. On one side it goes to Trephina Gorge, which is where I'm actually heading tomorrow for camping, to set up for a couple of days. And then on the other side it goes to Arltunga. There's a historic mining town, which is where I'll head to after I go back to camp and have some lunch. We're a ghost town now, apparently. Really cool, quite cool to check out, about 30 k's down the road. So yeah, the binge track extension, I guess, of what I did a couple of episodes ago should be a good little experience. Hopefully it's not quite as rough as it was last time around. I don't want to be doing any more tyres. Yeah, we'll check in when I'm back in that mining town. There's a little stop off on the road just outside camp where you can come and check out some ghost gums. Look at that beauty. 300 years old, I reckon. Just cruising along the binge track. It's been an awesome drive so far. Just windy road through the escarpment, up and over hills and down into the gorges, through creek crossings. She's just been great. It must have been, because it is so smooth. Only a couple of rough patches. I just hit a bit of bull dust back there for the first time. But she's definitely a lot tamer than her cousin across the road, that's for sure. Yeah, on the way to Arltunga, the historic town, there's an old gold mining town, is what we're going to look at. And then beyond that, there's a homestead, which I didn't catch the name of, but I'll chuck it up on the screen, that you can stay at as well. Worth checking out on another trip in the future, I reckon. It's about 60 k's down. I think Arltunga's about 35 k's down the track. So yeah, I'll check in when we get to the town and see if I can get a bit more footage of this drive. It's been awesome. Just read a bit about the history in the visitor centre there, and apparently all the miners turned up here because they thought they found a heap of sapphires in one of the gorges, and turned out they were just garnets, which aren't anywhere near as valuable. So yeah, there was a heap of blokes here, but not much to do, so they went digging for gold and found some apparently. And then all the shenanigans began. Just cruising around. It's this little track that just connects up all the different historic sites. I'll just pop in and film a bit when it looks interesting, and we'll go from there. Scramble up this hill to the mine. I think I'm going to do that. I'll come back and have a look in the gorge maybe as well. Lots of old buildings. Check out those colours. It's really one of the things that's got me about the territory so far, Central Australia, is the really blue sky, really green vegetation, and there's bright red soil, and the contrast between all three, just yeah, spectacular. Really stands out. It actually makes the greens, I think, stick out more because of the red and the blue. So you see a lot of green, like the green really pops. Quite amazing. Yeah, a bit of quartz sticking out of here. Just really brecciated, all broken up, and veins popping through, lots of iron. That would have brought the boys to the yard, that's for sure. Gotta love the NT. Very relaxed. Look at that quartz. Whew. Yeah, NT, very relaxed. This very dangerous opening. No signs, no barricades. If it was Victoria, where I'm from, we had 15 handrails around it, 3 warning signs, and a "Mate, please disinfect your hands" warning as well. Crikey. Not sure if they pulled any out of here. It's a lot of digging to find not much. Heaps of quartz. It's all broken up, and there's been a few quartz events, I'd imagine. Wow. It's quite cool in here. Well, those files, read the fact sheet. Yes, they pulled 12 ounces out of here. 20 tonnes of ore they treated. 400 grams for 20 tonnes. I'm not sure that would have been really worth a lot back then. Probably a bit, but it's a lot of digging for not much gold. There's another one further up the hill, but it's just a shaft with a big grate over the top of it, so probably not much to see. My legs are telling me to go back to the ute and have a drink, which is all the way down there. Yeah, so that was the Arltunga historic town. I only covered maybe a third of it. There's heaps of other stuff. More mine workings. There's one back there called the Great Western, which they're pulling an ounce a tonne out of. I think 600 grams they pulled out of that mine. So pretty rich area, really. Surprised one of the big mining giants hasn't been in here and nailed it since to pick up what they left behind. But yeah, so it's late arvo. I'm absolutely shagged after that walk this morning, and there's a few cold tins in that fridge and a Scotch fillet with my name on it, so I'm going to head back there and have a crack at that. Yeah, so that's the binge track, heading further north-west, I guess it would be, or north. Sign over there, it says Clarabelle Station, Amberlindum Station, Garden Station. So they're all just down the track a bit further, and then you can get back to Alice Springs that way via Clarabelle Station. It's 120 k's of unsealed road. Must be a bit of a loop. I was just checking out some damage underneath the van when I got back then. Check out that stone guard. Absolutely been hammered to crap. It's completely bent out of shape. Glad it's there, or that tank would have been cactus. I'm going to have to try and straighten that and put a bit of heavier stuff on it when I get home, I think. The tap off the grey water has been smashed off as well, but the big problem, well, not a big problem, but something I'm going to have to get onto before I leave camp, is the brake wires coming through here have just been mangled. It's a bloody design, like they're meant to run inside this cavity to protect them, but they pop out here right in the direction of stones. So I've got plenty of stuff to join them back together. Then I'm just going to have to tape the absolute crap out of it. Just keep wrapping it until I go back to Alice. And I'll see if I can get a bit of conduit cover that's a bit hardier than this plastic stuff. Yeah, so that's a job that I didn't want to really do after a big day, but we'll get onto it. All right, all the repairs are done. Time for a steak, I reckon. Got a couple of nice looking Scotch shorts here. I don't need two, so we'll just bag one up and chuck it back in the fridge and then chuck that one on, I reckon. Steak and salad. Chuck it in the Osprey in the cage. Got the fire absolutely cranking. I'm guilty of undercooking these and I'm guilty of overcooking them, so we'll see how we go this time around. All right, just had to have a quick shower, which was bloody awesome in the caravan. That little hot water system I got in there is an absolute gem. About an hour and it gets warm enough to have a shower for sure. It runs about 200 watts, maybe 220 watts. So not much given the scale of the battery. All right, let's get this steak on. There's a fair bit of flame there, but I reckon I'm going to crank it, try and get a bit of a crust on the outside. Just keep an eye on how cooked it is. Keep pressing it and seeing what how firm it is. See if I can avoid screwing it up. I've absolutely nailed it twice and I've screwed it up about 3 times, so we'll see how we go tonight. Jeez, I was going to do the sunset walk up to the panorama tonight too, until I got stuck into my wiring debacle, damage repair. Looks like it was a good night for it. I'll have to come back and do it again one other time. Just flipped it. Not bad. I think it's good. It's so hard to tell, especially when it's quite dark. It feels good. Got a bit of light in the situation now. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I reckon. Got some green shit on the plate. Chuck it on and eat it, eh?